Hey guys, it's me, it's Queen Offset Haru, and I'm here today with another exciting edition of Ask an Aquarius. Okay, so if you haven't already, please smack the red subscribe button and hit the bell. I wanted to tell you guys that I may not be able to do videos on Saturday and Sunday. I might not be able to do one until Monday. I have some things going on over the weekend, and I don't know if I'm gonna be able to upload or not. So we'll find out. Your guess will be as good as mine. We'll find out on Saturday, right? So anyway, I wanted to talk about. Somebody asked me this question, and I love this question because it is so honest. I love these real honest questions that don't come from a place of malicious energy. And basically, what she said is, why is the Aquarius so selfish? She was like, I watch your videos and I know a bunch of Aquarius. And she was like, they always seem to be self serving. They always seem to be like looking out for, what they want, what they feel, what they need, that kind of thing. And she was like, why are the Aquarius so selfish? And I was like, okay. And, when she said it, I have to agree with her. But I'm going to tell you something. And I told her the same exact thing. I think we have to get away from this notion that being selfish is wrong. Like, what is wrong about looking out for your own best interest? What is wrong about wanting to be with somebody who's compatible with you and not settling until you find that? What is wrong with those things? What is wrong for being an individual? What is wrong with those things? And I told her, I said, a lot of people do what other people want them to do, their mother, their wife, their girlfriend, their husband, their kids, and then resent them because they did it. So somebody wants you to do something and you do it and then resent them because you had to do it. Like, one of my friends was taking care of her father. Her father never took care of her. She didn't even know him until she was in her 30s. You know, she knew of him and had seen him a few times, but they didn't have a relationship until she was in her 30s. So in her late 30s, he gets sick and she starts taking care of him. Then every week, I got to listen to why she's upset and what he's done, and she's angry about taking care of him and this and that. And I'm like, nobody asked you to take care of him, number one. Number two, he was never in your life. And now, number three, you're upset about taking care of someone that you offered to take care of and didn't have to. And people do stuff like that, and it drives me crazy because it's like, it wasn't in your own best interest. You did it for whatever. I don't know what that was about. I think she was trying to fulfill some kind of emotional need by being around her father. I don't know. I never really got to the bottom of it because she got mad at me. So I never really got to the bottom of it. But the bottom line for me was, you offered to do something that you clearly don't want to do for whatever reason that you offered to do it. And now you're feeling like you're stuck doing it when you're really not. you know Find an alternative. He has other children. Find another alternative. So it's like, I think we have to come away from feeling like we have to sacrifice ourselves all the time. Why do we always have to sacrifice ourselves and what we want for other people? Now, I understand that sometimes Aquarius should compromise and we don't. Okay? I understand that. I think that's a very true statement. One of the things I have learned from doing this channel, you guys have taught me a lot. And one of the things you've taught me is to stop dipping on people, to stop being ghosts, to stop leaving people's lives, to stop leaving and not say anything. I don't like how so many people are like, what happened to my Aquarius? Why did my Aquarius do this? So many people don't understand why their Aquarius just disappeared, just left. And most of the time, that's because the Aquarius did not want to deal with the confrontation of explaining why I'm rolling out and dealing with an emotional outburst, which is usually what will happen. We hate that. We hate neurotic energy and emotional outbursts. Those are two things that really upset us. And I decided yesterday, I was like, you know what? Even though that's true, for now on, I am not going to leave anybody's life without telling them why, ever again. because it leaves them with so many questions. And here's some people write me about this, and it's years later. It's years later, and they're still wondering, why did this person block them? Why did this person stop talking to them? Why did they do this? And I'm like, Aquarius. And I thought to myself, don't ever do that again. And I'm not. From today on, I am never going to do that again. Anybody else just got to deal with it. But from today on, I'm never going to do that again. You know, and you guys have really taught me that. You have really taught me that walking away without saying anything is problematic. So I got that part, but I don't feel like we should have to sacrifice ourselves all the time. Yes, you compromise. Sometimes you sacrifice, sometimes the other person sacrifices. Sometimes you both compromise and come to something in the middle. But a lot of people always sacrifice themselves. They always are considerate of other people. They always do what other people want to do and then resent them for it. And I'm not doing that. And most Aquarius will agree with me. We're not doing that. We're not going to do that. No, we're not going to do that. We're not going to sit there and do something we don't want to do in the first place and then resent the people that we did it for. That's not fair to anybody. And that's horrible emotional energy. So instead, people need to look at more of a balance between compromising and getting what you want. And I think that the Aquarius is just on the other side of that spectrum. Instead of giving people what they want all the time, a lot of us give ourselves what we want all the time. And I think that we should give ourselves what we want whenever possible. Whenever it's possible that you can give yourself what you want, I think you should. I think that's self-care. Whenever you want to give yourself something that's positive, I think you should do that. But I do think Aquarius can do more compromising. I think we can do more of that energy. I definitely agree with that. I think that we can consider people's feelings more. I think that we can tell a person before we dip. Even if we're going to dip, but the least we can do is to send a text message, send an email, something. You know, we can say something. I know we don't like the hysterics. I hate the hysterics. I can't stand it when somebody goes off on me or starts riffing at me or says negative, nasty things to me, especially people I don't know. Like I don't argue with anybody. I don't like arguing. And if I am going to argue with somebody, it's going to be somebody that I love, somebody that I care about, somebody that, I know. I'm not arguing with people I don't know, like on the internet or strangers. I'm not doing that. Like, you don't care about me, I'm not arguing with you. Like, I really cannot stand that energy. I head for the hills with that. So that emotional energy that has a tendency to happen when you tell somebody this is not right for me, this is not the right situation for me, or I'm out, that energy is what I don't like. So like I said before, I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm just going to deal with the energy. I'm not going to go through the back and forth. I'm not going to go through the arguments. I'm not going to deal with the emotional outbursts and the tears goodbyes and all that. But I am going to say something. And they can believe what I said. Because sometimes I've said to people what it was, and they said, I don't think that's what it is. I think it's this. No. And I'll be like, what? What are you talking about? So regardless of if they believe me or not, I'm going to say exactly what it is and then go about my business. I'm not just going to disappear. Because I just fade to black and then just wondering where I'm at. I'm going to say something. I'm going to say something from now on just because of this channel and from other people telling me years later that they're still wondering whatever happened. I really don't want to do that to people. So I really think that's important. I'm going to do that. But I do think, like I said, once again, we have to come away from this notion of always giving in to other people, never getting what we want. Why do you have to always make other people happy? Why do you always have to do what other people want to do? Why do you always have to give in? Why? Why do you always have to give up what you want, your happiness, your joy, for everybody else? Every time? Why every time? I think we need to be more selfish. I really do. I think we need to be a little bit more selfish. And I think that we need to make sure that sometimes, I think that's part of self care, giving ourselves what we want sometimes. So every time you go to the restaurant, you have to go where your husband wants to go. Why? Why we can't go where I want to go one time out of 10? You know, and I think that's the thing about it. Some people, they just every time give up their comfort, give up their joy, and the Aquarius is the exact opposite of that spectrum. So I think somewhere in the middle is about right. You know, so some people are right. You know, when she said, why is the Aquarius so selfish, I think that's what it is. And I think that people just don't ever go for what they want, and we always go for what we want in a lot of cases, most of us anyway. And also another thing I'm gonna say about this is that the Aquarius becomes very uncomfortable in those situations. If I don't go for what I want exactly, I become very uncomfortable. Like if I'm seeing somebody that I shouldn't be seeing, and I'm just trying to be like, okay, just keep seeing them. It's going to be okay. It'll work out in the end. I get increasingly frustrated and uncomfortable, and it's like I'm panicked after a while. It's like the anxiety, it feels like something is squeezing me, and I have to. So people are like, well, why can't you just stay in a situation? Why can't you just work through it? Because I feel like I'm about to scream. That's why I can't work through it with this person, because I feel like I'm a scream. They frustrated me. I cannot do this. I cannot do this. This is not right for me. I tried to make it work. I tried to keep going. I tried to, be committed regardless of how I felt about it. I tried those things. It didn't work. I can't do this. It's not right for me. I cannot keep doing this. You know, people want you to, like I said, they want you to keep going for their happiness. They don't care about yours. And I can't do it. I've tried it, but it kills me. It squeezes me. Have any of you ever tried to be with a person that you know wasn't right for you and you're trying to make it work? For me, every day that passes, it's like a loud scream. It's like a scream every day. Like my soul is screaming every day. And I just can't do it. I can't. So it may seem selfish to the other person. It may seem selfish to everybody on the outside looking in. But really what it was self-care, because it was killing me. And I loved me more than I loved the situation. So for me, that may sound selfish to other people, but for me, self-preservation is key. To me, yeah, self-preservation is the only way I'm gonna be here. I gotta look out for myself first. I can't look out for someone else to the point that it kills me. I'm not gonna do it. And if people call it selfish, people don't like it. Sorry. I'll do better to be somewhere in the middle. And I think all Aquarius can do better to be somewhere in the middle. We can try. We can try to get right in the middle, if possible. But I'm never going to sacrifice myself anymore, as I've done it before and it just didn't work for me. I'm not going to sacrifice myself so other people can be happy every single time. That's not fair. It's not fair to you. And if that's what you're doing, you're too far over to the right. Aquarius may be too far to the left, but you're too far to the right. We all got to come more to the middle. You shouldn't always give up what you need and want. It's not fair. It's okay to compromise with people. It's okay to communicate and talk through things and negotiate. But if you find yourself never getting any of the things that you want in your relationships with people, something's wrong. And you got to look at that. You really have to look at that. Okay? So, Aquarius, let's try to get a little bit in the middle. See you later.